You mentioned the local pastor group too, though.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Because I think the theme of the show is just sort of pastors taking care of themselves through all of this and how that can look. There's lots of ways to do it, but you've mentioned kind of two things that I think are massively important, like the counseling side, but then you got your local pastor group. How did that form? And you're non-denominational, so it doesn't sound like you're affiliated with
Right.
a particular already built-in grouping, right? You kind of had to find your own thing, is what it sounds like.
That's obviously the downside of being non-denominational is there's not a lot of organization and higher levels and stuff. But we are in town we got the seminary networks, and there's a number of Bible churches and stuff around us, and so we connect that way. But honestly, it was a little slower for me to really establish. When I was the new pastor here, I was kind of a young pastor in Dallas Bible, and I was kind of a rookie in a veteran field in Dallas, and so I didn't have that community. I had other friends in ministry. I was pretty well connected in Dallas, but not at kind of senior pastor positions. And so it was a few years ago, it was able to connect with some friends and say, hey, look, we really need to be intentional about this. And I know we're busy, and I know that we've got a million things going on, and it is hard to collaborate, and it's hard to make time to spend a couple hours a month with each other in an intentional way. But they were all on the same page, and everybody was kind of hungry for the same thing. So found those friends, and it really amped up during COVID. At the beginning of COVID, we were like, hey, we're going to need this a lot more than we did in the past. And so kind of the difference is, I joke with my elders. I was like, when I recruited them prior to COVID, it was like, y'all are peacetime elders. I mean, they met they did hospital visits and prayed for people. And it's like, yeah, what are we celebrating this week? That's what our elder meetings were like, and so, and then we get into COVID, and it's like, all right, here's the crisis. Here's the crisis. Here's the crisis. And,
wartime elders.
Those meetings are not like 2 hours anymore. It's like, it was going on and on. And so that was pastoral ministry too. I mean, in peacetime and in flourishing time, we get to come, and it's easy, but this is a season where we really need each other a lot more.
Right.
And so kind of amped it up a lot more.
Wow. Yeah. That's, I never thought about it that way, but it totally clicks. It totally resonates with what's going on.
Yeah.
How does the group function? It sounds like you meet once a month. You kind of form this thing, but I don't know, what's it like? What do you guys do? How do you meet up? What do you talk about?
This isn't it's not a big group. It was only 5 of us for a while, and that's good because we could talk and share each other's stories. So really all we do is we pray, we eat lunch, and we go around and we tell stories of what's happening. And each time somebody's got something really heavy going on in the church, especially, since 2020 anyway. Right. Before that, it was, like I said, it was kind of celebratory in a lot of ways. And we got it was peacetime, and it was encouragement and that kind of thing. But this was a lot of carrying each other's burdens and bringing them to the Lord together, and a lot of grieving together.